This video is brought to you by Comstar, your friendly communications network for all in your sphere.
Hey, it's Shiro. I am starting to possibly make these 3 times a week or even just twice a week. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to do it this week for 3 times. But today I am going to be going over the King Crab. This mech is king of all crabs. This thing is a monster on the field. It was another one of Karinsky's little pet projects. This mech is 100 tons of pure strength. So let's get down to it. It has in its arsenal armor of 580 points of armor. It does have ferro fibrous armor, so it is a little bit more protected. It has a structure of 318, alpha strike of 68, damage per second is 15.89, weapons heat is 4.73, cooling heat per second is 2.4, alpha heat is 21.6, heat compatibility is 54, jump jets none, so it's got no meters in jump jets. Its speed is 48.6 kilometers, weapon range is 990 meters, and sensor range is 950 meters. So this mech, it has the perks of a command mech, which some mechs were just built to lead. That's where it gets its sensor range bonus of 50 meters. It gets a reinforced cockpit perk, head armor bonus of +7, head structure bonus of 5%. And this is the KGC000B variation, which is a Star League relic variation of the King Crab. The Star League Defense Force used the best tech of their time. Sensor range bonus of 100 meters, weapon projectile speed modifier +10, weapons cooldown -10, weapon heat -10, weapon range modifier is 10, and weapon max range is 10. So, the King Crab, in its base form, it has 2 AC-20s, just like the Star League Relic version, a large laser, just like the Star League Relic, but where it differs is the LRM-15s plus Artemis control, and that is on the B model. That is not on the original model, or I shouldn't say the original, but the non-SLDF variation. So this thing has 2 of the most brutal weapons ever devised in Battletech. That is the AC-20s. It's got 2 tons of ammunition for each gun. It does come standard with case. It has 1 ton of LRM Artemis 15 ammo. Well, I should say just LRM Artemis ammo. And lasers don't use any weapon. This thing is completely full of its critical spaces. It has a double heatsink kit, and it has 10 internal heat sinks, and it's got 2 plus heat sinks. Those internals are also double heat synced, so because of the heat sink kit. So this mech can hit you at long range, but where it's most effective is in that close combat. It's got giant pincers. In most games, it really does not use its pincers the way you would think. Those pincers are mostly there to protect its arms from being injured, or its gun from being injured. This is one of those mechs that you would call a breakthrough mech. So it will hit you at long range. It'll mostly be supported by other battle mechs and tanks and other vehicles. And it will actually come in and basically annihilate anything that gets in its path. But again, it is very limited on its ammo because AC-20s do not have a lot of ammo. As of this game, a ton of ammunition is... So it's got 40 rounds of ammunition for each of its guns. So it's not going to be in a prolonged fight. So either the King Crab will be sitting in the backfield as the command mech that it's supposed to be and being used, or once it has that breakthrough, once it gets its breakthrough, it's going to annihilate anything in its path. This thing is basically an urban mech plus. Now, there is a better version of the urban mech plus, which is the Annihilator, but I'll get more on that. Now, this mech does come from the base game, unlike the clan mechs that I talk about in some of the other designs. This comes from the base game. So, the King Crab does have a hero variant, which is the Kaiju version. And instead of its arms having ACs, it's got PPCs. So, it's designed to be a breakthrough. It's designed also to be a command mech. And it is one of those mechs that will serve its purpose the way it needs to be done. So, for this mech actually gets high rankings for being an inner sphere, which is at a 9. No, I'm gonna give it an 8. But when it comes to clans, I would probably give it an 8. And the reason for it is this mech can be a great asset for clans if they use it correctly. This thing is meant to be a brawler. This thing is not meant to be a long-range fire support. This thing is meant to get up and close and personal. But there are variations on this mech that can make it a long-range threat. Comstar has a variant that actually has Gauss rifles installed in its arms. I use a variation of this that uses either an Ultra AC5 paired with a Gauss rifle, or cluster LBX-10 cluster round. So it gets that shotgun effect. So that's what I roll with the King Crab if I'm using the King Crab. Other than that, this thing is built to fight. I think even an Atlas would not stand a chance up close and personal. It takes 2, maybe 3 shots of AC-20 to take out an Atlas. So, this mech will prove its worth on the battlefield. That's the reason I in general, will use the King Crab. But it's just, that's something I use a lot. Now, the good thing about the King Crab and its survivability is the fact that it doesn't use an XL engine, and it can lose both of its side torsos and still get out of the fight. But here's the problem. You lose both side torsos, the mech is done anyways. So, yeah. Let's just leave it at that. But this has been the King Crab, a very powerful machine, and one that is very dangerous on the battlefield of the inner sphere. And it's one mech that, if you want to use it, you can have some fun with it, tearing up the battlefield. So, again, this will be Shiru signing off with another mech done. Thank you so much for listening. Like I said, these videos are just, these aren't even videos. I would say these are more just something to listen to. I hate the sound of my own voice, so and I will say this: make fun of it. Make fun of these. I don't care. I like doing them, and I'm hoping I'm getting a little bit better at them. So I want to keep doing these to try to get a little bit more reactions. But I will always still be live streaming the mechs and other games. But I do see that I think my mech content is probably what's going to keep me going. I do want to do a long form scripted video, but I'm just not sure of what I'm going to do yet. I would love to do like a history of one of my favorite mechs, and that is the Timberwolf. Like kind of similar in the vein of Big Tech 40 and other guys like that done videos like that. So thank you again, and this will be Shiru signing off.
This video was produced by Comstar.